Hey, good morning. Hey, good morning.
Into the 60s.
Hey,
So
what's
early
up?
tomorrow, we really are just getting started on a long stretch of comfortable weather that'll last for much of the rest of the week. Our highs will be a bit cooler tomorrow and Thursday in Wilmington, just in the low 80s. And the Outer Banks, we may not make that into 70s tomorrow and Thursday. We'll look ahead to Friday and the Labor Day weekend in 10 minutes. For some, it could even been health issues or just kind of like maybe negative opinions from other people or something. I don't know, yeah, because I do get for
What's happening here?
um
Um, Nothing. Drinking coffee, doing some work on the computer. Good morning to you. What are you up to?
so instead of pursuing they kind of just gave up. Hard work of the crews in the area. Highway 12 is back
Listening to the
open
news.
and regular ferry service returns today. But people on the island are still dealing with sand, debris, and eroded shoreline.
Morning.
Yesterday, we spoke with the property manager of Cape
Good
Hatteras
morning,
Hotel.
y'all.
He says they're working as quickly as possible to get at least some of their rooms open for Labor Day. When you're standing over here and you see pieces from over there coming over, and they're floating by board, it just, I mean, it just puts things in a whole new perspective. Cape Hatteras Hotel says it has limited rooms available and is hoping to make up for lost revenue this holiday weekend. With the Trump administration's outspoken focus on detaining and deporting people living in the U.S. illegally, some local businesses say it's starting to impact them. Spectrum News One's Jordan Kudus shares the story of a baker who says he is fighting to keep the doors open.
Sweet smells linger outside of Manolo's, a Latin bakery tucked off Central Avenue in Charlotte.
We have been here for 28 years, since April of 97.
A milestone owner Manolo Batancur wears with pride. For decades, he served up Colombian flavors along with a piece of home.
Most of our trailers are my own recipes.
Good morning.
Recipes that have been changing for the last 20 years.
But for Manolo, it's never just been about baked goods.
Our bread, our people, our future.
A motto that's fueled his work and his purpose. He believes bread and community can be a bridge between worlds.
Every single culture and every single religion around the world has bread in common. The Bible doesn't talk about other kind of foods. You know, we talk about the bread of God. You know, the bread of God is the bread of love.
But he says tactics taken recently by ICE to raid public job sites has more people avoiding his business. Data from the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office shows ICE detainers are increasing year over
We're not
year.
chill
Up from
bumps.
approximately
It's supposed to be 80 degrees today, but it's like 60 something right now.
Last year. This year's on target to surpass that.
The amount of fear and anxiety in our community has been so big, and you know, we feel it every day with the customer.
A recent NPR PBS Marist poll shows that more Americans believe Trump's immigration policy is making the country safer. That feeling shifts when asked about the arrest tactics. 54% described ICE's actions as having gone too far. Another 18% says the agency hasn't gone far enough. And 26% describe ICE's actions as about right. Here in this once crowded cafe, Manolo says you can see the impact. He says many of his customers are immigrants, and he is too. He legally came into the U.S., an aspiring politician turned business owner.
So my goal was to, you know, become a politician to get the education here and go back to my country and work for my country. But I had the opportunity to get married here and to start a business, and I was an international broker, and I started, you know, chasing that.
Good morning.
And I was able to reach it.
A dream that doesn't come without sacrifice.
It takes so much effort to leave your loved ones, and it takes so much effort to come to a country and start a new life.
He never thought decades later he'd be fighting again to keep his American dream alive.
It hurts me, pisses me off, and it irritates me, and this is not right.
Manolo says he had to cut 3 staffers at his bakery and says his decision was largely made because of recent ICE raids across North Carolina. Despite the uncertainty, Manolo says he will keep his doors open as long as he can. We reached out to ICE to learn more about why they're conducting these raids. They have not responded to our multiple email requests.
Motherfuckers out here doing
A pair
braids.
of new executive orders by President
Crazy.
Donald Trump looks to change the landscape of law enforcement. Just ahead, we're diving into the new order surrounding protesting and cashless bail, looking at North Carolina laws already on the books. Those stories and more headlines from across the nation when your morning on Spectrum News 1 continues.
This portion of the news is brought to you by LeafCars.com. Voted the #1 place to buy in the Raleigh metro area. It's a rental. It's easier here.
I'm looking at the computer. That's why. Sorry. No, it's good. Good morning, guys. Oh, good morning.
Get 4 Arby's classic roast beef sandwiches for just $10. That's 1 for now, 1 after that, 1 to celebrate the first 2, and 1 more because that's how many 4 is. Arby's, we have the meat.
I think it's been the best decision because I gained a son that can't nobody touch. And he's the best son ever. When I say that, I mean that.
Learn about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org.
What do you get when you cross living history and city play? A journey where history steps out of the past and dances with the urban flair of renewal. It's twice as nice in Winston-Salem. Come on in.
This portion of the news is brought to you by NC 911. Explore career opportunities as a 911 telecommunicator at it.nc.gov/911careers.
From weather experts, available on all of your favorite devices with weather updates every 10 minutes.
A massive dust storm moving over the Phoenix, Arizona metro area yesterday. You can see it there in that video here. The storm was moving north towards Phoenix, and as you see, it shows the impact of the storm in downtown. This time-lapse video was captured from City Hall yesterday, showing the wall of dust followed by rain. It looks like something out of a movie there. Kind of scary, I would imagine, if you were watching it in real time there. Now, again, in the video, the giant wall of dust, also known as a haboob, if you didn't know, it's visible in the distance and quickly engulfs a neighborhood there. Now, let's get a local check of your weather.
And I've got to say, our local forecast is looking great, not just for today, but for the next several days, especially when you consider it's the final week of August, and we can still have some hot weather for this time of the year. Today, some of us may not make it much above 80, though. Around Roxborough and Henderson, our high may only make it to 80. Raleigh, 82. Goldsboro, 84. Lumberton, 86. I'd call that pleasant for the final Tuesday in August, and a pleasant night ahead as the humidity drops. We're able to cool down a little more at night, and tomorrow morning a lot of us will wake up to the upper 50s and low 60s. Our normal or average high at
What
this
y'all
point of the
doing?
year is 87, but we're going to be below that every day for the rest of the week. Right on into the upcoming weekend, you can see our highs over the next several days only around 80, 82 degrees. We had a cold front slip off the North Carolina coast, and now more comfortable air is settling into the state. High pressure builds in from our north and west tomorrow, and that's going to keep us dry right through the middle of the week. It also draws in that drier air. You know, we measure the humidity with the dew point. That dew point is often in the 70s for much of summer. Tropical or miserable feeling, but the dew point really at comfortable or dry levels, particularly for this time of the year, for the rest of the week, which is going to
It's
make
kind
it
of
really
cold.
nice for any outdoor plans, and we're going to keep our forecast dry locally for the next several days. Now, it is the time of the year that we have to watch the tropics every day. The most active time of hurricane season is closing in on us. September is often the peak month of the Atlantic hurricane season, but in these final days of August, there's really not much for us to be concerned about. Only named system we have out in the Atlantic, it really looks like it's almost trying to fall apart. This is Fernand, and it's way out here northeast of Bermuda, tracking to the northeast here for the rest of the week. By later tonight and tomorrow morning, it gets toward these cooler waters of the northern Atlantic, where it loses its tropical characteristics, and it'll just become a non-tropical low. Elsewhere, we don't see any signs of any additional tropical development, at least for the rest of this week. So here is that nice looking 7-day highs only around 80 to 82 degrees from now on into the Labor Day weekend. 80, 82 most afternoons over the next 7 days, and morning lows in the upper 50s and low 60s. And for now, we'll keep our forecast dry right on through Labor Day.
President Donald Trump is stepping up his crackdown on crime. He signed an executive order yesterday that would end cashless bail in Washington, D.C. and pressure other cities to end similar policies. While the president cannot change state and local laws,
What y'all doing?
he has threatened to withhold federal funding for jurisdictions with cashless bail policies. Now, here in North Carolina, cash bail remains the law of the land. However, proposed laws and lawsuits have targeted it. In 2023, Democrats proposed several laws to eliminate it for low-level misdemeanors. However, Democrats do not control the legislature, and the bill never made it to the governor's desk. A 2019 class action suit in Alamance County also challenged the cash bail system. Opponents of the system argue it unfairly impacts poor people. Two counties, Mecklenburg and Buncombe, have experimented with a pre-trial release based on risk, not just the ability to pay. The president also House has signed an executive order ordering Attorney General Pam Bondi to prosecute people who desecrate the American flag.
Hello from Russia. Good morning.
Challenge the right to burn flags under the First Amendment. The Supreme Court previously ruled that flag burning is protected under free speech. Turning to the Middle East now, at least 20 people are dead, including 5 journalists, after Israel struck one of the main hospitals in Gaza twice yesterday. The journalists killed include reporters working for the Associated Press and Reuters news agency. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office called the strike a, quote, tragic mishap and said the military was investigating.
We never want a child to be misplaced or go to the wrong address.
Hundreds of thousands of children across North Carolina take the bus to and from school, which means a lot of planning goes into each route. In the next half hour, get an inside look at what it takes to get students to the classroom.